is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hi, everyone. It's Friday, April 9th. And you take the day off. Go, take the day off.
Friday, gonna get it Friday. Friday, gonna get it Friday. Gonna get it Friday.
Take the day off.
Going Friday. Right now it's Friday. 3-day week.
What are we gonna do?
Take the day.
How are we gonna do it?
Take it off.
When are we gonna do it?
Right now.
How are
Right
we?
now.
Where are we? Right here.
How are we? Where are we? Right here on Take the Day Off.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Happy Friday, everybody. I know you are already going to take this day off, but I have a reason for you, too. We're going to get to that in just a second. But first, if you enjoy Bramble Jam Plus, why haven't you?
I mean, come on.
Well, wait.
Why haven't you done
Okay,
it?
that's a good answer.
Yeah,
That's a good answer.
It's fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah. That makes sense. Makes sense now that I hear it out loud.
Yeah. Well, but if you can, BrambleJamPlus.com, that's waiting for you, ad-free, plus exclusive stuff like Yo Gavel Gavel Back to Base. There's reasons, of course, why
you know the drill.
Why you wouldn't, but also there's reasons why you should, and I gave them to you. Hey, today is National Winston Churchill Day.
Hey-oh, Winston Churchill.
You
top
love
of the
Winston.
Morning. Yeah, well, I love talking about Winston Churchill. He wasn't a great guy.
Tell me why you love talking about Winston Churchill.
Because he's a larger-than-life character. I mean, he literally drank from sunup to sundown. He smoked numerous cigars a day. He said what was on his mind. I mean, he's this larger-than-life guy. And he, people were annoyed by him and didn't like him till they needed him. It was a weird bit.
Well, let's talk about this day.
Please.
Do you know that song by Lizzo?
Which one?
Juice?
Yes.
So I was listening.
Blame it on the juice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to Juice the other day.
Oh, yeah?
And you know how Spotify does this thing where it gets to the end of a playlist and it just starts another song randomly?
Yeah.
So
I do know that.
So I was listening to Juice, blame it on it. I was loving it. I was jamming. Got to the end of the playlist and it went to another song called Winston Churchill Makes Juice. And it is a weird track.
Winston Churchill Makes Juice.
It's a weird track where there is some sort of EDM beat behind it, with a guy who claims to be Winston Churchill talking, walking you through how he makes juice in a kind of a melodic way. It was weird, but in the midst of it, he does say, and don't forget Dan knows about National Winston Churchill Day.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That's wild that Spotify would play a song called Winston Churchill Reads Books. I think that's
Makes
the part.
juice.
Makes juice.
Where are you?
I don't know. Not here. Hungry. I woke up hungry this morning.
Hungry, Dan. What do you got, Dan? Is it true?
It is true, unfortunately, for all involved, because this is about not Winston Churchill. It's about Stanky Pete.
It always is.
Pete Witherbottom was an avid Churchill hater. He was a church hater, not the building, Churchill. And in fact, Stanky Pete, as they called him, that's what Churchill's the name he gave him, would organize protests outside of Churchill's home, and they would just yell insults at Winston Churchill while he was trying to sleep at night. Several restraining orders had to be placed on Stanky Pete, and he continued to fight. At one point, he was arrested for trying to egg Churchill's driver, not the car, the actual driver. They're throwing hard-boiled eggs at the driver. Not okay. But Pete Witherbottom went down in history as the ultimate Churchill hater. And the biggest, stick it to the man that they could find was, what if we named Churchill Day in honor of Stanky Pete? So they made it Stanky Pete's birthday. April 9th, Stanky Pete's birthday is now Winston Churchill Day. That'll show you, Stanky Pete. Back to you, Bran.
On April 9th, 1963, President John F. Kennedy signed into law a bill that named Winston Churchill an honorary citizen of the United States. This honor includes special identification documents similar to a passport, but it cannot be used as a passport, and it does not allow any privileges given to U.S.-born citizens. So I don't really know what it does.
What year?
This is 63.
Okay, because Churchill only lived, I think, a year longer than that. I think he died in 64. This was probably very ceremonial, just to do it.
He is the first foreign national to be proclaimed with this award.
Wow.
And Winston Churchill and Mother Teresa are the only two people to receive this award while still alive.
Wow. So talking about we're granting citizenship to people after they die?
They're not citizens. They're honorary citizens.
We're granting honorary citizenship to people after they die?
Yes.
That sounds just kind of weird.
It is weird, but do you not know that President John F. Kennedy did this? Wow.
I didn't know it.
It's not every day that
63 was kind of a big year for Kennedy and the fact that he was shot and killed. So most people, I didn't know that, though.
Well, listen, death isn't everything.
Death is not everything.
Life is.
It's not the only thing either.
So you might be asking, what do I do today? Like, big whoop, Well,
if you're a cigar smoker, I think this is a no-brainer. You can get a Winston Churchill cigar and smoke.
That's exactly right.
Easy peasy.
Wear a tux.
If
get
you're
a top hat.
If you like
smoke
brandy,
a cigar.
If you like champagne, those two big things for Churchill. Do that.
If you're more into just laying on the couch, watch a British TV show.
That's right.
The Crown, Doctor Who.
Sleeping late. You can do that if you're Winston
Or
Churchill.
you could win a Nobel Prize.
You could win a Nobel. You could try. He also was an author, and it was another author.
So,
you can,
things that you can do.
Yeah.
Those are things that you can do today. I don't know much about Winston Churchill, personally.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, didn't know he was British.
What?
Yep, didn't know.
There's no way.
I don't know anything about him.
We did a history or his story.
Yeah,
on him.
what I'm saying is I didn't know. At some point I found out.
Well, at some point everyone finds out, Bran. When did you find out?
I don't know. Some time ago.
Some time ago.
And I was surprised.
School?
Yeah.
What were you doing in history class?
We don't need to get into that. So yeah. But has that ever happened to you? Have you ever been surprised by somebody being British?
Yeah, I think I have.
We're going to talk about this in just a second. We're going to talk about
Smooth segue.
Who's someone that you were shocked to find out is an American. We're going to talk about that.
Take the day off.
Take the day off. Are you into it?
Yeah, so into it.
All right, we're good now.
We're good now.
We're done with that.
That's enough. It's the last time. We're not going to ask you again.
They brought a grill. They brought a grill.
Unreal. And it wasn't even a Foreman. It was like a legit, there's a charcoal element.
Rig is very passionate about grills.
Of course he is. You bring a grill in here that's not a Foreman 4 for 2. What do you think you are?
A 4 for 2?
A 4 for 2.
What is it?
What do you mean? What do you mean? We've explained this before. It's double-sided, okay? Are you with me so far?
No, that's actually...
You're not with me.
That's actually where you lose me.
It's a double pan. Double-sided, here and here.
Is it like a waffle maker?
No, come on, be better. Double panned 4 for 2. Do you speak English?
Oh, I never get tired of hearing Rig talk about the 4 for 2.
Rig has been trying to explain the 4 for 2 to you for half a decade.
I'm still
working it out.
You've
it's
seen
weird.
it though.
It's like a reverse clamshell. It's hard. It's
it's wild.
Yeah, there's tempered glass involved. I don't know. It's
4
wild.
for 2.
Yeah.
Dan, who's someone that you were surprised to find out wasn't actually?
I got to tell you, I have a very specific example. I started watching the show House, and when it came on initially, this was all the way back in like 04, 03, and I was like, this guy is great at being Dr. House. And that is famous British comedic actor Hugh Laurie is his name. I didn't know it. I looked him up, Hugh Laurie. I looked up an interview with him. This is early days of the internet. And when he started speaking British, I was like, I should have known by the name Hugh. But as soon as he started speaking, I was like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. That was like a revelation. I was like 19 years old, 20 years old when it happened.
Last year I was on vacation with my wife and my kids, and we, my wife and I found a show on Netflix called All American, the CW show.
Yep.
And the main guy is this, I don't know, 17, 18-year-old, big, Big black guy.
Okay.
And the whole thing is he's this character who starts in the projects and he moves to Beverly Hills. And so I found out later, I was watching an interview with him that he was British. And I didn't see it coming at all.
Wow.
I didn't see it coming at all.
Man.
He played it off very well.
What was the name of the show?
All American.
All
CW.
American.
You'd love it.
CW.
Football.
Yeah, no, I think
it's a football show.
I think
it'd
be great. I'm sure they do it right on the CW for sure.
They do it right. Let's find Ryan Reynolds is one. Is he Canadian?
Ryan Reynolds is not British. He's Canadian.
No, it's not about being British.
Ryan Reynolds is
American.
Canadian. Yeah.
Canadian. Will Arnett. Is he Canadian?
Will Arnett is Canadian.
Man, I'm finding out this is crazy.
Yep, all those guys are Canadian.
Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves, Canadian. Yes, I knew all this. Yep, knew that.
Damian Lewis? I don't know who that is.
Damian Lewis is British. He was the lead in Band of Brothers.
Okay.
He also did a show called Life that I think Jonathan Shapiro produced. And Damian Lewis is in a movie called The Escapist, which I love. And he's in Homeland on Showtime. He was for 3 seasons. And he is British, and that is surprising. Yes, I would agree with that one for sure.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie is not American.
She's Australian.
She's Australian. That's right. That's right.
I remember listening to a podcast where she was being interviewed, and I was like, oh, how about that?
Who knew?
She got her start, she had a small role on this Australian soap opera. That's how she got her start.
That makes sense. I was shocked when I found out that Russell Crowe is Australian, but that's because I never heard of him, and I saw A Beautiful Mind when I was 18, and then I was like, oh my goodness, he's Australian. That's crazy town.
Andrea says Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams is Canadian.
Canadians,
say what you will.
They're so tricky.
Yeah, I didn't know. Melanie said Natalie Portman. I didn't know she was Canadian. I thought Natalie Portman was American.
She's Canadian?
She's Canadian. I think. I would assume. Charlize Theron is South African. Do you know that?
I did know that.
Yeah.
Somehow in the back of my mind.
Tom Holland, Spider-Man is British.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know Michael J. Fox. Daniel
Michael
Lisson.
J. Fox? Is Michael J. Fox Canadian?
He must be.
Caroline says Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Brothers. I think the first thing I saw Idris in was he had a British accent.
And then The Wire. You see him in The Wire, and he's American.
I haven't seen either
Stringer
of
Bell.
shows, Band of Brothers or The Wire.
Wow.
So.
Yeah.
He was Idris in that was he what's that show that he was in that I saw him in that he had a British accent? I don't remember.
Luther.
Yeah, I saw him. That was the first thing I saw him in. Was in Luther.
He definitely has a British accent.
Paige says Daniel Lissing. Yeah.
Yes. Several people said Daniel Lissing. Oh, it's just Paige 3 times. I don't know how that happened.
Paige was very excited about Daniel Lissing.
Yeah.
And then last week, Jack Turner.
Dude, Jack Turner was crazy. Allison said Hilaria Baldwin, evidently. That's funny. That's a good joke. That's just a good joke.
Current event like a month ago, but
I love
we weren't doing the show.
Oh,
so
Elizabeth Cullen says Hugh Laurie from House.
There you go.
She said it. So she gets it. She understands. I was in the same boat.
Wait, Bieber's Canadian?
Yes. You didn't know that? That's why.
For some reason, I thought that he...
No, Bieber's Canadian.
Yeah, that explains so much.
Christian Bale says Katie McCarthy. Yeah, he's Batman, but I feel like I knew he was British.
Canadians are cool.
You could not get it. Canadians.
We did it, everybody. Congratulations. We are going to take the weekend off. We'll be back on Monday. Woo! What is the best grilled cheese you've ever had is what we're going to be talking about. Very excited about this.
Thoughts.
I love grilled cheese, and it's the one thing that I love making. I love making grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese. So
I love making them. We're going to take the weekend off. We'll be back on Monday, and we're going to leave you with haiku. Until then, have a wonderful weekend and take the day off.
Take the day off. Sheila says, temperatures drop. Frost makes lace on window panes. Bundle up. Enjoy. That sounds like a Pala haiku right there.
That was good.
It's good stuff.